Gather round, hunters, and welcome to another interlude episode of Starfleet Command Orion Pirates Plus mod. I am Fleet Admiral Mirak of the battleship Killing Song! Yes, she's come out of refit for the final grand battle. We've run into the Lyran fleet, the last of the Lyran fleet, as it consists of a battleship group and an STL dreadnought, an X-type heavy cruiser group, and an X-type destroyer group. We have brought equal forces to the battle, and we will seek to dominate our enemies. So, we will increase our speed, get ready to do battle, and enjoy the Killing Song once again, as we ride in our gigantic battleship. Let's target the fast cruisers to begin with. Unfortunately, none of our hardpoints are currently set up for this, so he's just gonna get all the barrels. Fire all weapons into that downed shield. Let the MIRVs go off. He's activated his expanding sphere generator, but that's not a problem for us. We're a battleship. We'll wade into combat, laughing and sneering. Oh, the shield's just collapsing. We launch another group from our wonderful Mirak missiles. Completely annihilated. Didn't even stand a chance. A fast cruiser taking on a battleship? What sort of joke is this? So we will now properly try and set up our hardpoints as fast as we possibly can. We do need to spit out another missile barrage, and we are set to do so. And we'll just spit everything, because we're at point-blank range, baby. Fire everything. Knocking systems offline. He's only got a single point of an attack ship. That's obviously not a shuttle right there as we pound through. The Mauler going off and slamming into one of our scout vessels, but it's not enough to put it out of action. The shields on those X-type vessels are just indomitable. We will now deploy our Bassin G3 fighters. One of the many upgrades that this vessel underwent while it was in Stardock. But it's time to focus on the enemy battleships. We have selected our MIRV launchers and are preparing to fire. They are sticking close to each other, which will make things a little bit more difficult, but I feel that we have a decisive advantage. They are focusing the fire on our small scout ships. What are they trying to hide? Could it be a refugee fleet that's trying to escape behind this massive amount of firepower? It won't matter for much longer. He's deployed his Wild Weasel. Excellent. So now he will not have a Wild Weasel for defense. Unfortunately, it did eat up a whole bunch of missiles from a whole bunch of things. Maybe it'll shut off just in time, and all of these missiles will slam right into him just like so. The Mirak's getting involved, and we've torn apart the first of the battleships. But now it's the Mauler's turn. Now we need to eliminate this thing before it can threaten any of our vessels anymore. With that gigantic Mauler cannon, he keeps targeting the smaller ships with it, hoping to be able to wipe them completely out of the battle, but it's just not working for him. As missiles come in from all directions, he shatters the final battleship, Killing Song, against this unknown enemy battleship. Prepare the MIRV launchers, they're only 50% ready. It'll take some time, but we can still have an entire energy armament with which we can spit his way. Prepare on hardpoint 1, going over to the phasers and selecting them onto the proper hardpoint grouping. That way we can spit the most hot fire. Hardpoint 2 selected. So, blasting through that weakened shield and engaging with all the missiles, all the phasers lashing out, causing tremendous damage. Look at how much his ship rocks and heaves. Systems flashing on and off all over the place. He won't be able to hold out much longer. We'll pull away and get the Miraks back into action as they fire twice every turn rather than the much slower once a turn. Sounds like somebody's activated an expanding sphere generator, but it wasn't enough to do anything. He's activated yet another one, but we should be close enough in order to stop it from doing anything. Nope, unfortunately we're just outside of the radius of the weapon. We will deploy our MIRV missiles again, pouring the fire on. There's not much left of the enemy fleet. He simply doesn't have any way of defending himself except for that last-ditch Wild Weasel. Will it be able to save him? Will it protect him from the incoming barrage? Possibly, but not for the one that'll come after. Firing all weapons, ripping through his stern shields, this battleship stumbles and staggers, unable to make it, and the MIRV launchers just shred through the last of his armor. As we come around to attempt to wipe out the last of the enemy ship, a scout ship by the looks of it, and we will prepare the first of our MIRV weapons. Launching them down the rack, we have 3 more. Our first officer warns us, telling us not to get too cocky. After all, what's left, though? Why shouldn't we be cocky when so few stands against us? Our MIRV battleship's able to just knife through the enemy fleet. Wasn't even a contest when you stop to think about it. And the scout ship absolutely surrounded, trying desperately to shoot down all the incoming missiles, but there's just not enough defenses. Even a last-ditch effort from the ship's expanding sphere generator is insufficient to save him, and a cascade failure takes him out. Who's left? Another scout ship. And that's it. He's the sole survivor. The last-ditch Lyran fleet sent to try and annihilate us. He soars in at maximum speed, but he staggers as he takes more hits and immediately dumps out a wild weasel, desperate to try and hold off the incoming missiles. But could that have been his last mistake? He gave up all his speed and initiative in order to kick out that wild weasel. I doubt he'll be able to survive. He's activated his expanding sphere generator in a desperate last-ditch hope at taking out one of the larger ships, but it's just not working for him. The shields all around collapse, and as the killing song soars overhead, he shatters into a billion pieces, an expanding ball of plasma. Victory is truly ours. And in true fashion, for how we've been doing these series, we will end off our Mirak chapter on the final big gun battle between the maximum power of both forces, heavy battleships, X-type cruisers, and X-type destroyers. And in that fight, I don't think we lost a single vessel. An excellent job by everyone all around. This will be our final farewell to the Mirak, at least until we come back to them in a whole other series of this show. We will start the brand new campaign with the Hydran Paladins starting on Monday. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Anyway, I've been Mirak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon. Leave your final comment, your final farewell to the grand forces of the Mirak Star League. And I will see you all in Season 5.